ML lacrosse player, played for Towson University, and now head coach of the Dulaney Lions. Welcome to the Crease. Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Rick. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, anytime. So, you're coaching at Dulaney. How did you get started into coaching?
I was fortunate to have the chance to play at Towson University for Coach Seaman, and I was a phys ed major in college, and in my last year getting ready for student teaching, Coach Seaman got in touch with a legendary high school lacrosse coach in the area, Jake Reed, to see if I could do my student teaching at Dulaney High School. And I was fortunate to be able to jump on board there as a student teacher, and then that was my first season coaching there in the spring of 2007, and I've been fortunate to be there since.
3 sets that we focus on are winning ground balls, more takeaways than turnovers. Focus on your passes, keep your hands free, throw the ball hard, snap it to your teammates. Fellas, let's go hard. Let's have a great time.
Hey, Lions, go 3, 1, 2, 3.
So, you played professional, you played at Towson, now you're coaching high school kids. What is it that makes a good high school player, and what do you try to tell them if they want to get to that next level? What do they need to do?
So you know, our objective as high school coaches is to develop an incredible work ethic. You know, I think that we need to show them what it means to have that incredible work ethic, but I also think we need to push them beyond their limits. You know, and you know, so often the comfort zone that these high school kids are in feels so comfortable to be in. You know, and they don't want to get out of that. And you know, we do quite a bit of training in the off season. We also push our guys to do a lot of off-season sports and get involved in other sports. You know, but really encourage them to live a life of an athlete, you know, and be active and push themselves, and be in a weight training class and do out-of-season training and develop that work ethic out of season so that when we come in season, that's not a surprise. You know, they know what to expect in terms of how hard they're going to work and how far they can push themselves. And then, you know, inside of all of that, you know, there's got to be the skill development and the IQ of the game and learning the ins and outs of how the game's played. And you know, we do our best to, you know, develop that work ethic every day of their life, every time we see them.
Coach Fiat, got a couple more for you.
Sure.
Club lacrosse is just, it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Too big? Just right? What do you think about kids playing club lacrosse?
Yeah, so I think club is, you know, it's like that double-edged sword. Like, there's so many positives that come along with it, but along with all those positives, you know, there's some negative aspects of it too. And from my perspective, you know, when I talk to high school kids about clubs and what clubs they're looking at, I think it's really important to look at the quality of coaching that they're getting within the club, the exposure that they're getting, and where the clubs are going and what tournaments they're playing in, you know, and then the level of commitment that they're going to have, both financially as well as their time commitment. But at the same time, the level of play that these guys are coming out of these clubs with is pretty amazing.
2 more for you.
Sure.
Athletes now, everyone says they want multiple sport athletes, but do they really want multiple sport athletes? What do you think? Do you think it's better for someone to be play a lot of different sports, or do you think they should just play lacrosse, basketball, soccer, golf, whatever?
Right. I'm a believer in multiple sports. I think that the days of true 3-sport athletes seem to be, there's less 3-sport athletes that are playing every single season and more 2-sport athletes that are spending that one season maybe training or working more on individual skill sets for certain sports. I'm seeing less and less 3-sport athletes, especially by the time they get to their senior year. But I think it's so imperative to play multiple sports, you know, and from the experience I've had with high school players to my own experience, you know, I was able to jump into the game of lacrosse and have a general understanding of athletic movements based on playing other sports prior to jumping into lacrosse. You know what I mean? And just the comparison between basketball and lacrosse and football and lacrosse and hockey and lacrosse. It's like there's so much crossover between every sport, you know, whether you're looking at strategy or whether you're looking at physicality. There's just so much carryover that ultimately I think the benefits to make you a better lacrosse player are greater playing other sports rather than saying I'm focusing solely on lacrosse. And at the end of the day, if you're only playing one sport, I think the enjoyment, you know, kind of diminishes.
Last thing, you got a new team this year.
Yeah.
What do you like about them? What do you think is going to make them special? What do you want to see the team do this year?
Yeah, got an awesome group of guys. Got a really cool balance of senior experience and sophomore and freshman youth playing on the varsity level. And what's been cool to see is the way that the older guys have embraced these younger guys and created this level of equality within the program. And the voice of a sophomore is equally as strong as the voice of a senior, which has been really, really cool to see. And the sophomores have come in very humble and very willing to learn from the older guys. So we got a really, really cool dynamic right now that I'm excited to see the way that the youth develops. And you know, we'll have our ups and downs, no doubt about it, you know, and keep learning and keep getting better every single day. But it's been cool to see the dynamic of the guys.
Okay, Coach. Well, thank you for coming in the Crease.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Rick.
No problem.